Hello. Today I want to talk about something that is incredibly important to me, and that is paying attention. And I'm discussing it in regards to why it is so important that we take our attention back from our phones and social media. So we tend to talk about it in a way that is like, think of all the time. And I do think that that is very important. I am very haunted by the idea of being on my deathbed and seeing the amount of time that I have spent on my phone and wishing that I could get that back, but I can't now because I'm dying. And that is a really dark thought, but that is what I think about. So that aspect is important to me, the aspect of this is time that I will never get back. But what is just as, if not equally important to me, and something that I don't think is talked about enough, is the value of attention and what it means to actually pay attention to something. So when we spend our time on our phones, unnecessary time on our phones, we are diverting our attention from everything around us down to our screens, and we are missing all of this beauty that's happening around us all of the time. You can find beauty in the smallest things around you and in the most boring moments of your life. It might be as simple as you see a shirt that somebody is wearing and you're like, oh my god, I love that shirt, I think that would look good on me, I'm gonna try to find a shirt like that. You might hear somebody in conversation talk about something that you wanted to look up, maybe something that is interesting to you but that you kind of forgot about. It could be an event, could be a topic, could be a show, It could literally just be the birds singing or the wind blowing or the sun shining. It could literally just be outside. Whatever it is around you at any given moment, I promise you there is something beautiful that you will not be able to see if you are glued to your phone. And so I'm talking about very boring times in our day, mostly is what I'm talking about, being in line at the pharmacy, or driving from one place to another, or cooking or cleaning. Times when, instead of just being present, although the present moment may seem very boring, we decide to stimulate ourselves with scrolling or maybe listening to music, listen to a podcast, whatever it may be that we decide to do. It takes attention away from the moments of life that we deem boring and useless. I am here to tell you that these moments in life are not boring at all, but are actually what make life very fucking beautiful. It is when we sit and think and do nothing except for exist and take in the world around us that we have our best ideas. So this could be an idea for a project that you're working on. It might be you reflecting on your past. You might sit and reflect on an argument that you had with a close friend last week and realize, oh shit, maybe I fucked up, maybe I was in the wrong. How would you have came to that thought if you were suffocating your brain with stimulation? You see? You might, it may not be in the past, you may be thinking in the present, like I mentioned earlier. You might hear the tone of a bird sing and think, damn, that's fire, I want to put that in a song. That's dope. That's cool. That's beautiful. You might think about an idea for your career path that you would have never thought of had you suffocated every possible good thought with scrolling on your phone. It doesn't always have to be necessarily productive, too, you know? We might, like, I find myself doing this a lot, is like when I sit and think and do nothing, I find that my brain will kind of use it as an opportunity to maybe bring up a past event or a feeling that I've shoved down, and it's giving me an opportunity to like pay attention to that thing and nurture that part of myself instead of, again, suffocating it with more and more information and stimulation. So we use this boring time of our day, whether it be time that we set aside to be bored, such as meditating, or time that is unintentionally boring, such as driving from point A to point B, or waiting in line at a grocery store, or whatever. We use this time to be fucking human. Like, it feels kind of insane to say, as do a lot of the things that I say, really truly. Without these lulls in the day, without these moments that spark, deep, like, critical thinking about our own past behaviors, our own thought patterns, the things that we've said, without the moments that allow us to take in the world around us, the moments that allow us to daydream about what it is we want to do with our life, we are just kind of machines. We kind of just operate like machines that just eat, sleep, work, scroll. And I really hate that so much. So when we start to take back our time through means of allowing those lulls to exist and not trying to stifle them with some sort of digital stimulation, then we allow these ideas to blossom. We allow our humanity to shine through those cracks. I really truly think that being bored in these moments are where the magic of life happens. That's like where seeds are planted, If you can imagine your mind as this very dense, nutrient-rich soil, and all of the like really crazy directionless thoughts that come with the excessive stimulation of scrolling. If you can imagine those as like weeds that are just really ratty and you can't find where they start and where they end, and they don't allow room for flowers to grow because they're sucking up all the fucking nutrients, which is in this situation your brain power. Need to fucking strip those weeds, get the fucking weeds the fuck out of there to allow flowers to grow, to allow thoughts that develop your ways of thinking, your ways of life, your passions, your criticisms of yourself. Your growth and existence as a person cannot flourish if there's all these fuck-ass weeds in the way, okay? And these weeds come in many different forms. Like I've used this metaphor of like rich soil and weeds and flowers to I've applied that to my own life many a times, but I do think that this makes sense to me. Your brain, awesome dirt. Doom scrolling, excessive phone usage, overstimulation, short form media, and instant dopamine, those are weeds. Your thoughts, your ideas, your productive criticism of your past self, and your ability to daydream and imagine a bright future for yourself, those are flowers. Those are some goddamn flowers. Before I close this out, I want to read an excerpt from Are the Artist's Way. Why do I get my best ideas in the shower? An exasperated Einstein is said to have remarked. Brain research now tells us that this is because showering is an artist brain activity. Showering, swimming, scrubbing, shaving, steering a car, so many S-like yes words. All of these are regular, repetitive activities that may tip us over from our logic brain into our more creative artist brain. Solutions to sticky, creative problems may bubble up through the dishwater, emerge on the freeway just as we are executing a tricky merge. Learn which of these works best for you and use it. Many artists have found it useful to keep a notepad or tape recorder next to them as they drive. Steven Spielberg claims that his very best ideas have come to him as he was driving the freeways. This is no accident. Negotiating the flow of traffic, he was an artist immersed in an oncoming, ever-altering flow of images. Images trigger the artist brain. Images fill the well. Our focused attention is critical to filling the well. We need to encounter our life experiences, not ignore them. Many of us read compulsively to screen our awareness. On a crowded, interesting train, we train our attention on a newspaper, losing the sights and sounds around us. All images for the well. I'm going to leave you with that, and I will let you know that I have released a Substack essay with my personal methods for getting off of this piece of shit and existing in the real world as much as possible so that I can be a real human being as much as possible and not be on my deathbed and look back at all the years that I've spent on my phone. Bye!